Orc like, okay, nope, wrong way.
Yep, just all of my nope.
Florentine does not even give any sort of notice at all, and just kind of follows the rest of the group.
It's like my dungeon senses are tingling.
You
All
make
of
your
my nope.
way back to the original left-hand turn.
Yes, agreed.
Very long hallway.
Yay! Start
Right
heading down
about
it.
here, you now notice above you, we'll say 1 square above you, a few paces above you, is a large hole in the ceiling. It looks like a naturally, well, a man-made, or hand-carved circular hole that just disappears into the ceiling above into darkness.
I smell a trap. I want to look around and see if there's like any pressure plates or tripwires or anything.
Okay, you can roll for perception.
Indeed. 7.
Alright, as weak as that is, you have seen these hallways before, nothing is out of place.
Okay. Let's... I'm gonna take a step forward. A cautious step forward.
You are exactly underneath this hole. You can look straight up and see nothing but darkness as this hole disappears somewhere up further.
Okay. Then I suggest we swiftly move past the hole.
Alright, you usually make your way down to the rest of the end of the hallway with no event happening.
So it was just a strange hole. As far as we're aware.
As the next turn, you can see what leads a door or a continuation down the hallway.
Let's head... If we take this door, it'll lead to a large room, so says the map. Or we can keep going and we'll wind up backtracking to where we were previously. Also leading to 2 other stairs. So let's finish mapping off this floor. Let's head check the door.
Right. It is another locked wooden door. This appears to be a very good lock on it.
I pull out my actual lockpick tools and give it a shot. With an 18.
With an 18, you just barely get this very well latched lock, but it snaps open with not too much effort.
Alright.
An elongated room with 2 doors on either side and 2 doors straight ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Upon initial viewing, the room appears to be void of anything sentient. But immediately behind you, on this wall here, or both walls, the south walls, a large cluster of very scary looking faces have been carved into the wall. But other than that, the rest of the room is barren other than the usual glyphs. Florentine says this place is just getting less and less sense-worthy.
I would have to agree with you on that one. This is really, really strange.
And she says, we're also got another bunch of choices.
So I pull out the map and kind of show it to everybody, and
Rothwell says, this one over here! And immediately just runs over to this door. I want this one.
are you sure that's going to lead us down to a pretty long hallway?
And a room.
Well,
He says,
eventually.
I just picked a door. Florentine just says, well, unless we know exactly where we're going, it really doesn't matter, I suppose.
Well, I'd really like to investigate this door that looks to lead to the actual center of the ruins. Can we investigate this one first?
She gives a shrug. Sure, yes.
So I investigate this door.
That door is a stone door. It appears to be made out of the same masonry that the rest of the dungeon is made out of. And the way it is formed, it appears to slide upwards. It has a little give, but it appears to be stuck. It will have to be manually forced open. There's not appear to be any activation lever of any kind or button.
Alright, so I don't think we can actually pass through this one without someone being left behind to hold the door open physically.
Or we could just all go through and Rothwell says we can just push it over our heads if it's not too heavy.
I want to try lifting the door. My strength is no bonus, so it's just going to be a raw lift.
Go for it.
7.
Alright, you forget to lift with your knees and you basically just jerk this thing with an awkward, unprepped lift. And just give one tug. Nope, can't do it. Rothwell will kind of settle over to the half-orc and say, "Do you think you can help us get through the door?" To which Sabre gives her a look and gives a grunt. Hands Rothwell the mirror and steadies over to this large stone door. Alright, let's see if an orc has the ability to lift this stone door. Alright. And the dice rolls. 17. With some obvious strength behind her push, she manages to lift this door straight up into the ceiling, into its little cove. As the door is pushed all the way to the top, it seems to latch into place and does not just fall back down.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yay! Rothwell will jump up and down and show off her excitement. You did it! Florentine seems somewhat impressed, but nothing she seemed like she would brag about. Sabre will now kind of step back as if waiting for something else or someone else to do something.
I say, good job. With great enthusiasm.
Gives you that same dumb guy smile.
And now I cautiously want to walk through.
As soon as you step through the threshold, you can obviously tell that this room is pretty dimly lit as well. You don't even get around the corner and you hear voices.
Alright.
You hear murmuring.
I think this might be where the mirror led. There are voices in here. So everyone be prepared.
Everyone kind of hunkers down a little bit and is very cautious of their next move.
I want to try and hug the wall and slip into the room.
First roll a stealth check, and then we'll see what happens.
13.
Alright. You slip around the corner. I will actually move you first. As crafty as you are. And you are met with this view right here.
Oh joy.
You don't believe you've been spotted? As in fact, these things are not looking at you. You see what appears to be 3 more masked investors, more the bird people, and one that looks like a hybrid of a masked person, but it has wings like the bird monsters. It has a bird-like face with a beak, and is actually clutching a large staff with a purple orb, similar to the purple pearl of confusion you guys have been encountered with earlier.
Hmm.
The winged one seems to be, in a sense, preaching in some sort of language you cannot understand, or lecturing maybe.
Okay, I want to slowly sneak back out because I have an idea.
Okay, you easily get around the corner without any noticeable interactions.
Lottie, how good of a shot are you if you take careful aim?
She immediately saddles up and 10 huts, gives you a full-on salute. She says, "Best of the best, sir."
All right. I tell them that inside the room there are 3 cultists and some sort of leader guy who's like a hybrid. He's got that a staff with a purple orb. I want to try and have. We need to go in and attack them, but I want to try and get a sneak attack. I want her to try and shoot the orb on the staff. Hopefully, it'll break and cause spray confusion dust everywhere. That should give us an advantage.
She says she's up for it.
Florentine, what do you suggest?
She says, seeing as we don't know how magic works, we don't know if they work, or if they're magic. But that sounds fine to me, she says, not sure of what to make of the situation.
Alright. Do I have to sneak to get back in with Rothwell?
No, Rothwell immediately just kind of gets up here and takes point right around the corner here.
Brilliant.
She actually gets you to kneel down so she can rest a rifle on your shoulder.
Extra stability. Good.
Tells you not to breathe. She lines up the shot. And her dice will roll. Roll to see if you held your breath properly, too.
2!
Guess what?
Yeah, I figured as much.
Guess what?
What?
She rolled an 8, but she caught that. You just you coughed so awkwardly. She didn't even try to fire.
Okay, good.
She says, "Try again."
I try to steady my breath. I'm too nervous. I rolled a 3.
She actually takes the rifle off your shoulder and says, "Get it together."
Okay. One more shot. I try and just hold my breath.
Okay, you
15.
actively... Okay. She rolls a straight-up crit 20. This bullet goes straight across the room. This staff just obliterates into a purple cloud. Purple dust just absolutely expels about and just showers all 4 of these figures. They all easily are freaked out by what have happened. And you hear a voice that sounds like the one you heard through the mirror before that just shouts out, "They're here! Scatter! Scatter!" and just starts crowing this horrible noise. From the position you two are in, you can see that these figures flee towards this northward direction out of this kind of cloud. And you see another large mirror hanging on the wall. All of these figures just rush in the direction of this mirror. And one by one disappear into the mirror.
Alright. Do they happen to come out the other mirror?
In fact, you hear behind you Florentine shriek and Sabre give a yell as these... You kind of look behind you enough to see the last of the cultists go through and just kind of bolt out through this mirror that Sabre was holding. Kind of bowl these 2 people over as they just disappear in different directions. They don't go in a single door, they just all go through different doors.
Well, I guess that was to our advantage.
Florentine says, "Well, the orb is taken care of, I guess." At which point Sabre has been prone, and Florentine is just getting up on her feet. You come back enough time to see that the mirror has fallen on the ground and actually has shattered.
Oh no.
Hang
Oh
on,
well.
I can do this. Let's use... which one looks like a good one? Ah, nah. I can't find one that looks good enough for shattering.
Okay.
Rothwell actually doesn't follow you back into the room, but at which point, Sabre quickly holds her head and coughs up a few more of those purple gases. What? Oh, my head's on fire! She'll actually say in quite clear common.
Sabre, are you coming too?
Ugh! Who? What? Ah, damn it! She says, really rubbing her temples as she actually sits up. Who? Ah, who are...
Take a few deep breaths and try and breathe first. We'll explain in a moment.
She'll
Lottie, we need you back here.
have another little coughing fit as she manages to get it all out of her system. She refocuses her vision and kind of looks around at a half elf and an elf, and who? What? Excuse me? Hi.
Hello.
What can I do? Where are we? Who are you guys?
Okay. Long story short, I'm Scathe. I think you sent out for me.
Oh my gosh! She quickly gets up to her feet and just grabs you by the shoulders. You made it! Do you have it? Is it
Yes.
safe?
Yes. As safe as it can be in my pocket.
Can I see it?
I pull it out.
Oh, good. She visibly gives a huge sigh of relief. She seems like she's just relieved of the world now. Oh my gosh, So we're... She now looks around, noticing where she's at. We're in the... Oh, okay. Ah, man. Is my shirt on backwards?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We found you building a sandcastle above ground.
Right. Okay, so we're... Okay, Birds. Do we have birds? Have you seen birds?
Yes, we actually just caused them to disperse. I give her a rundown of what just occurred.
Okay, you and Florentine kind of somewhat try to calm her down and kind of quickly speed her up to,
Get her up to speed.
Yeah.
We found 3 birds, their leader. We confusion gassed them. They disappeared.
And you also happen to pull out the map and show her where you're at and where you've found and everything.
Yes.
She says, okay, the statue goes in a large central room. She really starts looking over this map. But it's not... We haven't found it yet. Or we haven't mapped it. She says, we think it goes... There's a flight of steps, I think.
Okay.
At which point, Florentine will kind of peek around the corner, noticing that Rothwell's not back yet.
We need to find our other companion. So, if you think you can walk, we need to explain while moving.
She seems to be just fine.
All right. Let's all move into the...
The purple dust cloud is now dispersed. You walk in to see both Florentine and Rothwell just gawking at this very large mural that covers this entire wall, floor to ceiling, of at least practically 15 feet tall. This entire mural is very vivid and shows this bronze and brass hooded figure on opposing sides, and it looks like a straight up battle, a war. There are evident figures of warriors and fighting going on.
I'm not throwing it at you. You have 10. All right. So the two siblings fought, and probably their magics clashed and destroyed this area. That is what I'm gathering from the storyline so far.
Florentine says, but even the most powerful of wizards, what could cause this much area of destruction? Sabre says, unfortunately, that's another thing we're trying to figure out. These murals, we've only been able to translate some.
I run by her what we found so far. The mothers seemed to be a queen. The brass and bronze wizards were siblings.
The, let's see, give me 1 second here.
I think there's a connection between the bronze figure having a jagged decor around his murals and the brass having a smooth decor.
She says, the mother, what about a mother? And you fill
There
her.
was,
Go ahead.
yeah, there was a. I point to the map way over to the west. We got teleported into this around this particular room, or east. I mean, there was there was a individual with a platinum crown holding these two siblings, holding these two as children.
She quickly reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small little piece of parchment that looks like it's got notes written on it. She quickly looks through it real quick. She says, silver crown. Yeah, yes, she said. I don't remember where, we never got a chance to mark it, but there was one of these rooms had blood written all on it. There was a room with a channel of blood, and another room with just scrawls of bloody notes that just kept saying the silver crown lies in blood.
Well, we found that room. We found the channel of blood. We decided, no, we're not going to go in that one because it seems dangerous, but we know where that's at. And in one of the treasure rooms, we also found a crown. But it's probably not the same one.
No, you have just a platinum crown. This was a
Yeah.
distinctively silver crown on the mural.
Okay, so we haven't seen that yet, but... So... Well, at least that explains what they might have been fighting over. Probably the right to the air. If you read into it like that.
She says, maybe so. There's a lot left to be figured out. We still believe each one of these glyphs, she points at each individual glyph that scatters all the walls in here. She says, each one of these supposedly tells the story. Each one of these is an entire word. As you now, realize that there are millions of these things lining the place you've seen thus far. And that's a lot of storytelling.
That's at least 2 lifetimes worth.
She says, yes, and that's why we were here in the first place. Okay, look, we can't focus on work right now. We need to put this figurine back, and supposedly these cultists will leave it alone. At least that's what we figured thus far.
I bring up the talking statue. There was a talking statue in the same room that said that it would answer questions. It said that we were fools to bring the statue back here.
Oh, don't trust that thing. Oh, that stupid thing. It was such a headache. We tried a myriad of just different general questions. Is the sky blue? What's 2 plus 2? And it answered everything with an insult. It's an asshole.
Lovely.
So, I don't know how much help it got you guys.
And it pretty much said there are no birds here.
Well, we know there are birds here. These cultist jerks. These magic hunters, they call themselves.
Yeah. He was really useless. The statue was really useless to us, honestly.
Okay, we can figure more out as we go. We need to figure out where we need to head next, he says, now trying to take initiative.
Right. So I pull out the map.
Florentine will kind of drag Rothwell away from the mural as she continues to gawk.
Mm-hmm. We've got 4 sets of stairs. Do you suggest any particular set?
She says, unfortunately, we've only been able to really look around but so much, and we've also found that this place is so entwined with these runes that any magic at all seems to set off teleportation. It's actually turned us around quite a bit. We actually lost a few people.
Yeah, we've experienced that ourselves. But we did see find a room that magic worked fine in.
She perks up and immediately says, Fountain?
The fountain.
Yeah! That was weird, she says. We still haven't figured that one out yet.
And if you find any puddles, the random puddles in the rooms, they don't like the water from that fountain.
No, the little water elementals? No, yeah, they don't like the water.
Yeah, we found that out the hard way.
Florentine now gives a look like, oh, right, water elementals. Okay, you've got a map. We're good as ever. Just where do we go? Let's just pick a direction.
I suggest we try and go down to the southwest. We haven't been that way yet. And there seems to be 2 stairways that way. We have a double...
Let's go. She starts kind of hurrying you along with that hand gesture. Let's go.
Okay. We're moving.
Where do you go?
Back to room 21 and pull up the map. Out the hallway. Down south. Out into the hallway down south.
Okay.
And we're heading this way.
Alright, you get to the end of the hallway.
Click.
And it enters down to a turn to your right. And it looks like a farther turn to your right down at the end of the hallway.
Alright. So we need to keep going straight down the hall to the end of the hallway. So down here.
As you pass that little turn to your right, you see it also had another turn.
Right.
They get down to the hallway, and it looks like it arcs around, such as the map says.
We reach the end down here.
Curves back up. I gotta zoom out for this, goodness. Until it almost fades out of vision of light. But you can barely see the end of the hallway. There's an immediate turn to your left.
We want to take the immediate turn to the left.
Alright, you do so, and you can see all the way down. Looks like a flight of steps leading down, and a turn to the right.
Let's head down to just before the steps. While taking a look down this hallway.
Alright, as you pass the hallway, you can see what looks like another flight of steps leading downwards.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see a door. Go ahead.
Investigate the door.
17. Alright. It is an iron door that appears to have a lock on it.
Right. I want to try and pick lock.
Go for it.
Survey says 17.
Survey says you unlock the iron door.
Yay!
Inside is a small room, and on the ceiling is another tile labyrinth, like you saw in the first room, covering the ceiling. And a small little rusted helm just kind of lies by itself, lonesome in this room.
I think we might want to pass on this room.
Uh,
Something's telling me not a good idea to be here.
Sabre kind of gives a peek in and says, I don't think it's of interest right now. We need to find the proper room, I think.
Yeah, but at least we got this mapped out so we know what's in here. So let's head down this flight of stairs right by the door.
Sabre is behind you after this iron door, and she says, wait a minute. This door was locked, right?
Right.
She takes notice, showing you that there is in fact not a lock on the iron door anymore. I thought you picklocked it.
I did.
You step
That's...
outside the door and you see from that side there is in fact a lock. And you peek inside and the lock vanishes.
So it's a one-way lock. It's meant to lock something in, not someone out.
No, she says, making you pay closer attention to this door. The fact that even if it has a lock on only one side, she shows you the seam of the door that it should lock to some sort of mechanism in the wall, but in fact the door is solid. There is nothing proves that this door should have been locked.
So it's a magic lock? In other words, it was sealed shut magically instead of physically?
Says, possibly, taking out her little piece of parchment and kind of scratching something down.
So these individuals were very magically advanced.
Rothwell says, they've got boiling water minions, I say so.
Alright, good note. Let's head down the stairs.
Which set? The one there?
Yes.
Right. You easily descend these mason stairs. They are just the same as before. Everyone hold on to your butts. Don't look at your screen.
My eyes are closed. Next, I'm going to take this opportunity to get a glass of water. My throat is a little parched.
Alright, give us 1 second here.